Let's go over here to Jay. Jay, go ahead.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
You guys were just talking about sci-fi movies, and Ron, you just mentioned that you didn't like the Alien series, and I can understand why you don't. But in Aliens, the second one alone, watching Bill Paxton's character, where he starts up me and my ultimate group of badasses, and by the mid part of the film, he's freaking out. I think that alone makes that movie worth watching. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I watched that not too long ago, and I remember thinking to myself, I never have been a fan of the Alien movies. Not like most people are.
Yeah.
Most guys act like,
They love.
what's your favorite Aliens? And this one got picked up, and I could never watch it. I probably watched, what have they done, 5 now?
5 or 6. They've made a bunch of them.
Yeah, I've
Probably
only
say
seen
3 or 4.
I saw the first one, and then I saw Alien vs Predator. Does that count?
No, that's really bad.
It's terrible. I saw that in theaters because I liked the Alien movies when I was a kid. And I was like, this is going to be great. Why did I pay for this?
The
Did you
fact
like
that he
Predator,
said he
though?
went there in the theater.
I saw Alien versus Predator, the first one, in the theaters.
Adam, go ahead.
Yeah, did you know that Bill Paxton is the only actor to be killed by a Terminator, a Predator, and an alien?
The only reason I know that, it's in every article about him and every time he goes on a talk show. So that's the only reason that I've ever picked up on that. Thanks.
Good claim to fame, though.
Well, yeah, Bill Paxton, he's done a lot. Not only that, but I'll tell you a very weird Bill Paxton story. There is a picture of him seeing President Kennedy. Paxton was on his dad's shoulders, and it was the day that Kennedy died.
Weird.
He was being held up by his dad. And Paxton told me that story when he came in and do this show. We got the picture.
Oh my gosh, that is so
Now,
bizarre.
if you look at the face, send that over too so we can tweet it out. But you can tell that it's Bill Paxton.
Oh yeah, it
He's
really looks like him.
8 years old and he has a Bill Paxton face.
That's really weird.
Now I hate any kind of biographical movie that doesn't do their best to stick to every single detail.
It bothers
I
you.
consider that lying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I consider it lying if they throw in stuff like Rudy. To me, when I found out how fucking much they faked, it actually makes me sick to my stomach because they acted like the coach, Dan Devine, was an asshole. And if the movie comes out, he's like, it was my idea to put Rudy in. Nobody had to fucking come in.
Nobody had
and
to
put
chant.
shirts on my thing. And, Joe Montana played on that team. He's like, this guy's a dick.
Yeah.
He took something and made a bigger deal. And people got mad at Joe Montana for saying it.
Really? But it was the truth. Joe speaks the truth.
That's what they don't want to hear. Between the myth and the truth, print the myth. The man who shot Liberty Valance. Little hint for you, it wasn't fucking Jimmy Stewart. I'll just leave it at that. You're going to think it is for most of it.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. It was John Wayne. Murdered him. It wasn't even a fair fight. Just shot him in the neck. Why they didn't have a coroner back then. To say there was no way this man was shot.
This couldn't happen.
He's coming with a rifle from behind. But yeah, that Bill Paxton thing is crazy. So, killed by an alien, a predator, and Terminator, and then saw President Kennedy the day he was shot. Now, if you look at that, it looks like he either has some kind of toy gun with a scope.
Oh no, you don't
Jesus.
think?
Here's Patrick in Brooklyn.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You guys forgot that Bill Paxton also got killed by Freddy Krueger because he was one of the fathers of the children on Nightmare on Elm Street.
First of all, I never knew this.
No.
Oh.
This has never come up. This has never fucking
Are you
come up.
saying
You're upset.
Patrick is wrong?
I think Patrick's wrong. I'm going to look it up.
I've never seen a Freddy Krueger movie.
Yes, which
Bill
I'll put in.
Paxton was definitely in one of them.
Chris, get to the bottom.
Don't ask me why, but I turned on and he was talking about Bill Paxton. I'm obsessed because he was also in Enter the Dragon.
Did he get killed by Bruce Lee?
No, he was on. He was like, I don't know, one of his like.
Well, let's also
buddy.
admit to this. For being in all these shitty movies, he's really a good fucking actor.
Sure.
I mean, he made Twister
definitely.
watchable.
Yeah, of
Bill
course he
Paxton's
did.
the man. And I'm not
Definitely
finding him ever.
underrated.
I'm never
The guy
finding
looks-
him in any of them, any of these Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Explain it to this man, not to me.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton was not in any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. There was a guy named Paxton in one of them, but
Is
Bill
that where you got
Paxton was not
confused?
never showed up.
Patrick, you fucked up and we trusted you.
Hey, all right. I know Enter the Dragon he was in, but I
I'd
could
say
swear
that
he was
he's
one
in
of the
Enter-
boss.
Fine.
You need to get your Paxton straight.
All right, I suck.
That's good. That's really fucking good. I was trying to think of more things like that wordplay with Paxton.
That's not even coming up.
All right. Patrick,
Is
you
this
don't know
Bill
shit.
Paxton on the phone?
You don't know shit about. Why don't you fucking have a book, right?
Is he thinking Pullman?
Yeah, go over to fucking BuzzFeed and go 18 facts that aren't true about Bill Paxton.
Oh, God, you guys are killing me.
You're killing us.
No, I put Chris on this. He's checked up. The things that you gave us never happened.
Are you sure that Bill Paxton Come on.
Yes,
I fucking looked. IMDb.
Patrick, it's on you now. If you get the proof of that, send it to us, all right? It's the Bennington Show at Gmail. The Bennington Show at Gmail.
All right, but the fact is, he did kick ass with Bruce Lee alongside.
No,
Enter the
he
Dragon.
did not. There's no fact to what you're saying.
Come
It's
on,
a lie.
All right.
First of all, he's probably too young to have been in any Bruce Lee movies. Bruce Lee died in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Bill Paxton is maybe about 60.
He's
right.
exactly 60.
Yeah. Well, I know that because I saw him on that TV show where you go back and trace your roots.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
And his roots were pretty amazing. First of all, it was at the same time when Ben Affleck was covering up, and Bill Paxton was on there, found out that his family had fought in the Revolutionary War and all that, and he was very moved by it. And then he found out that his family fought in the Civil War and were slave owners. And he was like, wow, this is a really difficult thing to find out, but it's really important that we all acknowledge that this is in our history.
Right.
And he was so simply adult
Yeah.
about it, when in a world where you don't see people acting like adults most of the time. And he was like, yeah, we need to find out about this. And he found out that his, whatever, great grandfather, whatever, that on his deathbed had his slaves, his friend slaves, freed. They were free to do whatever. And so he's like, it's amazing. They must have some kind of relationship, and yet he still stayed a slave owner. And they brought up Bruce Lee. He goes, I never was in any Bruce Lee movie. And then another part was weird. He goes, he was talking about his own father and how much respect. And he goes, the day we killed Kennedy was one of the weirdest days.
Did you say we killed Kennedy?
I meant to say they killed Kennedy.
I think you said we, though.
Sometimes people say we when they mean the human race. Like I said, we all weren't slaves.
Kind of suspicious.
Here's Bill in Cleveland. He wants to fix this.
Paxton?
It was John Saxon that was in Enter the Dragon.
Wait, stop.
I remember the actor John Saxton too. It probably was him.
You must have been thinking Paxton.
And John Saxon was on Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh my God. Patty, you fucked up. Oh, Patty.
I remember John Saxton. He always used to play the bad guy. He was the evil corporate owner in Electric Horseman when they weren't nice to Robert Redford or his horse. That's John Saxon.
John Saxon's
Let me
great.
see John Saxon.
You've seen him in a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
He's always like, don't worry, Evil Corps is going to be running everything from this point on.
That's so funny.
One time he walked naked up to a twister and threw a bottle into it. How did that happen? It's fucking impossible what you just described.
Oh, he did it.
That's Paxton for you.
Yeah. I want to do a thing where we sell Bill Paxton backpacks. Paxtons.
Okay.
I don't know whether it could happen.
And like
Bill
each one is a
Paxton.
different character from
Yeah,
a movie?
each one is a different character, and there's a couple John Saxon characters in there as well.
Just-
Like the Enter the Dragon.
Right.
Nightmare on Elm Street, obviously.
So that guy's name was Patrick in Brooklyn.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Patrick.
He must be fucking laying on the floor in pain right now. He was so wrong.
He's changing his name right now.
This is like when I found out I sang the wrong song lyrics for fucking 20 years. That you can't fucking believe how stupid you've been.
Wait, this is totally different.
Yeah, well, you can't figure it out because you've been singing along so loud with it.